Alright. So, we are going to be playing tryhard decks, because we gotta get to Legend. Because it makes you feel good, I guess. Alright, so we're playing Call to Arms. Highlighted this in a recent budget highlights deck thing. Played it a little bit after I made that video, and this deck seems like the best one after recording that. Probably should have said that in the video, but maybe I can do a retrospective kind of thing. Seems incredibly powerful. Showdown Beam, Prismatic Beam is busted. There we go. There's a little bit of overlay action. Hello, Warlock opponent. Boar Warlock has been incredibly popular recently. Discard Warlock is probably more popular than Warlock, so it's probably correct to mulligan for discard. So we're going to throw away Tigress. Probably keep Protector as our only 1-drop minion, so being on the play, having a 1-drop, always good. And Prismatic Beam Showdown puts the discard Warlock opponents away, so I'm going to keep the first half of that combo. Okay, they are a big variety of Warlock. I am ending the turn. I just realized I'm not recording this right now, so if this is a win, it does not make the YouTube video, which is devastating. Okay, we're coining out something. Flame Imp. It's not every day you see a Flame Imp. But I'm just going to, I think, ignore that completely. Ignoring it completely seems like the move. So we're hoping for Call to Arms, because this is Call to Arms Paladin. First souvenir. Aura. Is it ever worth it just to rip the Dirty Rat? Got the broom out. Okay, I like that. Pretty good. They definitely would rather that broom have that battle cry, so feel pretty solid about that. And Ursine Maul is going to draw me, hopefully, into Call to Arms after I get through the Prismatic Beam. Their life total's getting pretty low. Actually, that was a huge turn for damaging yourself. And they are going to raise dead. Okay, so they did get that broom back. And I do have the combination of Showdown Beam, just in case their board gets a little too crazy. We have them down to 18. And they have a little bit to go, so they need to take 24 more damage, or 21 more damage, before they get their reward. There's their Imprisoned Horror and the Flame Imp. And the Librarian. Okay, okay. And they are going incredibly wide. Hopefully they crash in. They do not crash in with the 4-4, unfortunately. I think I'm the best off just doing the combo. Unless I have lethal. I do not. I am 3 off lethal.
Let me think.
Okay. Let's just do the combo. Deal them a little bit of face damage. Crash in for a little bit more. Bop into them like that. And let's make this guy a little sturdy. A little 5-4. Definitely an argument to keep that for the champion, just in case they can deal with the 5/4. But with them being at 15. Alright, never mind. Feel pretty good about putting that on the 5/4 then. Get more information. So... okay, so they do have the Dark Bomb, it seems. Or the Soul Freeze, rather. Also pretty good. Crab Rider. So I could Prismatic Beam this turn just to clear that guy. And that makes it so my 5/4 can trade favorably into their stuff. So I think I am going to do that. And I am also going to deploy the Crab Rider because that could be lethal. So they do need to deal with both of my threats. Or heal. Not a bad card to top deck when you are in a must find a solution mode.
Yep, I'll get right on it.
Nice.
I just
That'll do it.
seem to have lost
Are they just going face? There's no way they're going face with both of their things, right? I cannot condone going face with both of their things. Let's see where this 8 goes. If this 8 goes towards my face, I think I win. They still have a mana to work with.
A small
Nice.
price for
And I have lethal. Nice. Not bad. Getting away with games that I shouldn't with good old Call to Arms. Nice. Alright. So, we did not record that game because we are dumb. But let's check out my storage real quick. So we need to clear up some space in the old hard drive because I think I've recorded so much Hearthstone gameplay. Actually, no, I have a lot of left. Still good to, you know, empty some stuff out. Get rid of this random chunk of garbage. Yep, delete it. And then think should be good. Okay, okay. Now we record. Perfect. Okay. 1-0 on the day, taking care of a pesky questline Warlock. Pretty insane that Warlock has like 3 very viable decks right now. They are doing a very good Paladin impression.
Uther versus
Another Warlock.
your soul shall
So I've played about...
I will fight with honor.
Look at the stats. 7 games with this deck. And of those 7 games, 4 of my opponents were Warlocks. Warlock is pretty popular these days. I definitely do not need 2 Prismatic Beams in my opening hand. I'm still going to mulligan as if this is discard Warlock. This could very well be Questline or Boar. But the stats tell me this is likely discard. Especially in these ranks, people are trying to just like rush to Legend right now. So they're playing the best Warlock deck they can. So they are not Questline. At least they're not extra large Questline. Okay, they're Borlock. Fair enough. I'm gonna throw out the turn 1 Crab Rider and hope they can't deal with it. If they can't deal with it, it deals so much damage. With the old Hand of Adal. So Hand of Adal, Crab Rider is going to represent 6 damage next turn. And the following turns, I will, I don't know, hit them for 6 damage yet again. And then the next turn, 6 damage. Okay, there. The Boar Rope Lock. A very strong opponent. Very, very powerful and strong opponent. Oh, looks like they are back. I'm getting themselves a snack from the kitchen. Love it. Ooh, they floated a mana. Perfect. Now the question is, do I develop another Crab Rider or do I just shove damage? That is a tough question. I think I just shove damage and draw a card because I really want to find Showdown Beam. Or Call to Arms. I was going to say Call to Arms, but Showdown Beam is also perfectly fine to pick up. Oh, looks like my opponent is yet again on a little adventure of their own. Oh, they found it. They found the card to play. Good on them. Nice. Solid plays from the opponent. Pretty good stuff. I'm not sure if they have many battle cries. I think they have a few, like Cobalt Librarian. So this could actually be a thorn in their side. But I'm just going to hit them for 6 damage yet again. So the best possible top deck from me is Crusader Aura. That likely closes the game out by itself. Or Quel'Thas or Quel'Thalas, that would also, I think, close out the game. Maybe. It doesn't now, but it could have. It very well could have. Ooh. That's depressing. I am going to develop the Crab Rider, and I will swing for 1. So that was a very good turn for my opponent to clear all that stuff. They should prioritize killing... nothing. They should kill nothing. They should continue to dig for their combo and just let me Crab Rider, Crusader Aura them out of this world. That's what I think they should do. But I think me and my opponent have different motives.
Out of time.
There's that beautiful rope again. Making editing a YouTube video very tricky. Would this even make a YouTube video if they skip their turn 5? That's a good question. It's a question many people are wondering. We'll see. But I am going to just hit them in their noggin for a little bit of damage. Now they cannot Blood Bloom. And they left. Okay. Well, either some chores got the best of them in their life, or they rage quitted at the sheer power of a Wind Furying Crab Rider. Who's to say? You know, like who knows? Only Wayne Tech knows.
Uther
A
versus
mage.
Jaina.
You asked
Not
for
played
it.
against a mage in a hot minute. It's pretty much just been warlocks over and over again. So mage could be hostage, imbue, some elemental. If I had to guess, it's probably hostage or imbue. And Weblord is pretty good against imbue mage. So I think I might just keep the one Weblord. Throw away Dirty Rat, don't need that. I don't think I need two Weblords. Yeah, just the one. It's good enough for me. Hi-Ho Silverwing could also be pretty solid.
I see you.
There's Renethal, so... It's looking like it's probably a hostage situation. But it could also be extra large imbue. So I'm still going to prioritize slamming the Weblord as early as possible. And in true hostage mage fashion, they are going to show me that turn 1 rope. A roping hostage mage is a very powerful opponent. They're like, my games take really long. I want them to take like exceptionally long. And I gotta respect that. So it's definitely hostage mage. Because this is probably how they deal infinite damage off of their 9-drop. It's kind of an awkward lineup with this because a bump into magic missiles likely clears that. It's not really efficient.
I don't have enough mana.
So I'll just play the Silverwing. This also clears a bump into magic missiles, but I would rather them clear this than a Weblord. So next turn is looking like Weblord Omayog. Crab Rider. Let's actually go... Magic missiles will clear me, but I really don't see a situation where it doesn't do that. Also, Omayog is terrible against all these coins. So they're just gonna throw a coin into the Omayog. Nope, just going with the 3/3. If their goal is to coin out missiles, this is likely not going to pan out for them. Cool. Let's play the Call to Arms. And I'm going to keep that 1/4 back, actually. So let's just hit their head. And then next turn, we're going to Crusader Aura, hopefully. Coining. Hopefully this like spends all their mana. It's one of those like forbidden cards. Zap. Okay, just overloading them. And that is phenomenal. Can't do much better than that. Magic missiles will likely clear that. And they are going to prioritize killing my 1/1 with their 3/1. And let's just go incredibly big with a Crusader Aura and call it a day. I'm liking my position right now. We're about to get frozen out of this world or devolving missiled out of this world. Foul Egg is terrible. If I had to give it a review, I would say it's probably terrible. Dirty Rat could be good, so I'm going to try to throw this into what I thought was going to maybe be Objection. Let's make this guy a little bigger, and also Hero Power. End the turn. So now we have a 4/4 Foul Egg, and an opponent with an Ice Block open. Cold Light Oracle. Okay. That did cost them their whole turn. I could beam Prismatic, or Showdown Beam. So that would be a 5 mana. I think no matter what, I am going face. Because I do have this Crusader aura open. And I could prioritize the Chillblade champion just to get another minion out. Actually, did I have... I could have popped their block if I played another aura? No, that's just 6 more damage.
I wonder.
Yeah. Rather just deploy another threat.
I must move quickly.
I think just a Hero Power. I don't think I want to play the Righteous Protector. No. I don't think Righteous Protector is going to do much for me. Just going to get me closer to board locking. So, what am I hoping for? I guess the argument to play Crusader Aura instead is that this could have charged out and popped their block next turn. Which I don't mind that. That would actually been pretty solid.
I'm the snake in your
Interesting.
veins.
Okay. Ursine Maul. Okay, so this is how I'm going to be sneaky about the damage that I'm going to deal. Let's keep my minions a little bit on the small side because of Sleet Skater. As weird as that sounds, I think that's actually the correct move. So I can pop them at 1. And they have 9 cards in hand. Let's clear that 2/2. And I don't think it's worth it to Dirty Rat. I honestly don't think it's worth it to play anything. I'd rather this be sneaky. Like, if they just think freezing my board is going to beat me, then that's good for them to think that.
Let me move quickly.
So I'll end the turn. So if their plan is just to freeze... Okay, so that is... It wasn't created by anything. So I think... I could be wrong. But I think that's just not Ice Block. I could be wrong though, so let's see. Let's test our theory. It was an Ice Block. And... we can clear this guy. And then this will allow me to Dirty Rat maybe the thing that they have that they just drew. Let's see.
Don't think too hard. You're
Alright, cool. Love getting that out of their hand. Okay, so they no longer have
The light dims.
that to lean on.
Eight combatants enter, and I
So if they are leaning on Bob Freeze being enough to beat me, this of course does not work because I have the Maul.
For justice.
Pretty clean dismantling of the hostage mage. Pretty good Dirty Rat. Dirty Rat of course is good off of a call to arms, but it also offers very good disruption versus these more combo focused slower decks. Pretty crazy. Currently 9-0 with this call to arms paladin.
Uther.
A shaman.
Brawl.
Okay.
Your time has come.
I will fight.
I've honestly
with
been
honor.
experiencing a lot of even shaman that I suspect are bots. So should I mulligan for that? Maybe. Either way, Prismatic Beam Showdown is good against like all decks because that combo is just disgusting. So I'm thinking I'm just going to keep it like this. Weblord is also pretty good against like Shutterwalk based strategies. Yeah. I'll keep Showdown Beam just in case it's an aggressive shaman, and Weblord is good against Shutterwalk or Big Shaman, honestly. So it's a smaller shaman, so this is looking to be Big Shaman. I do not think a coined out Weblord is the move. Elemental Shaman. Okay. Interesting. Elementals like their battle cries, so I'm going to try to make that a little bit more difficult for them. Yep. Make it just a little bit more difficult for them. And speaking of making it difficult, let's show them the card Call to Arms. Clear their 1/1 and go face with my 1/4. Now we have Crusader Aura to just like put them away. Ooh, okay. They got some Wind Fury. Cool. I'm very happy that that's what their turn was. Let's pet their face a little bit. And I do think it's worth it to trade this Divine Shield for their 2/1. So we are giving them the full Call to Arms experience right now. Wow. Yeah, they are going to be put in the dumpster this turn. So we have Showdown Beam. And I think this was just lethal, probably just my minions alone. But you gotta give your opponent the full experience of Paladin. And that is probably the most disgusting this deck can be. And I appreciate my opponent for bearing with me for that game. And we're crushing achievements. Gotta get some water. Be right back. All right. I'm currently 10-0 with this deck. Pretty disgusting. Let's see if we can keep the streak going to get that quick legend.
Uther versus
Another
Sir
shaman.
Finley.
2 shamans in a row. More of a rare sight these days.
I will fight with honor.
My last opponent was an elemental shaman. Likely not going to be another one. But just in case they are, again, a minion-based deck, let's keep Beam, turn 1 Protector. Keep your 1-drop. 1-drop into 2-drop, not bad. A little bit of Curve Stone. So, of course, we're wanting Showdown. The card Call to Arms also comes to mind of cards that I want. Okay, we have a large shaman, so this is seeming to be a
The light dims, but we
Shudderwalk, if I had to take a guess. So, Weblord would be awesome, or Call to Arms into Weblord. Based on... Okay, cool. We are gaming. So let's do a little bit of card draw to get towards our better cards sooner. Our better cards being Showdown or Call to Arms. Just gonna totem up on me. Okay. So there is Call to Arms. So let's go Oh My Yogg. I know they have the coin, and that's kind of awkward, but I think this is the best bet I got, and I will prioritize clearing that 1-1. Yeah. Got a 6-2, so if they mess up and just try to devolve, that'd be great. Cool. The coin will turn into a Topsy-Turvy, which is fine, I think. Not the best, but like I think it's fine. And I will just prioritize hitting them in their noggin. So is this like Evolve Shaman? Paraglide, okay. Yeah, this is definitely smelling like an Evolve Shaman. So I should... Okay, I got an 8-8. And I have another Call to Arms. So let's just crash in for more damage. And if I can source a Crusader Aura, I do just win the game straight up. Hopefully they were hoping for some Battlecry minions to get them out of this situation.
More bones to gnaw.
More Nulls. And they will clear that minion.
Mortals are so
And
squishy.
Mogu. Little Mogu. And an Evolve. Not a bad Evolve out of my opponent. So again, Crusader Aura does just win me the game. Seal of Blood. So Seal of Blood could 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not bad. I do think I would rather hit them with a bit of a showdown situation. Probably both, honestly. And this will go into here. I think one of these should probably clear here. And then let's just touch my opponent's face a few times with a Crab Rider. And I will keep this 3/3 at home. So if they want to unlock their Battlecry minions, they can. Because they have a 4/9 and I have a 1/4. But they are also facing quite a bit of damage this game. Or next turn, rather. So that was like their big pop-off turn of Null, Mogu, Evolve. Like, that was their pop-off turn. They also kind of high-ruled with the 8/8 Wind Fury guy. Oh no. More evolving. So they got a 12/12, not bad. And they have a 6/6. Okay, what kind of 9 drops we got? We got an 8/9. Not bad, not bad. A 10/10. I feel that. A 3/3. Okay. And then they do evolve into another 8/8. Unfortunately. And I am 1 off lethal as of right now. But any draw off of this is typically lethal unless it hits Hand of a Doll. So, or we can just, you know, rip lethal right off the tip and call it game. Pretty good, pretty good. Taking down the Evolve Shaman. Meta Tyrant Evolve Shaman. Pretty disgusting game of double Call to Arms. Turn 3 Call to Arms into turn 4 is about as disgusting as you can get. And I also assembled the Showdown Beam combo, so you don't typically lose those games.
Uther versus Madi!
Another mage opponent. What could this mage have for me?
I will fight with honor.
So this is what I want off of Call to Arms. Oh My Yogg is mediocre in the beginning of the game. This is also late game. That's also late game. So full mulligan. Let's find our good cards. Our good early game cards, rather. Oh yeah. The gang's all here. Crab Rider on 1 into Hand of a Doll on 2. What more could you ask for? Now that StarCraft is now in Hearthstone, do you think we'll get some Diablo stuff? They kind of messed with Diablo stuff not too far ago, like with that that one devil guy. He was in Duels way back when. Who remembers Duels? Should I prioritize killing this 2/3? I think so. They run Devolving Missiles sometimes in that deck, so I think just take the clean trade. But yeah, I think Diablo will likely happen. Not sure how I feel mostly about the crossover sets, but as long as it like they stay within the Blizzard sphere, I think crossovers are a-okay. I come from Magic, so crossovers are going absolutely rampant over there. And in my opinion, crossovers like SpongeBob and Spider-Man that's in Magic is not good overall for the game. But I like how Hearthstone just leaned on a different Blizzard game. going to be coining out something. Probably getting Oh My Yogged. And Topsy-Turvy. Okay. Well, that's kind of insane. I will 100% take a Topsy-Turvy, because that represents a ton of damage. Okay. Yeah. So, next turn I have Lethal with Crusader Aura if they can't deal with my 7/4. They likely can, but... the fact that they're pausing for so long makes me think they can't. So either like Ice Block or any Frost Spell deals with what I'm doing. Okay, so they're gonna get a coin. And they're gonna coin out Volume Up. Okay. Do they have any 0 mana spells that can... okay, well played, opponent. Everybody came, everybody had fun. That was disgusting. Another example of why Oh My Yogg is absolutely crucial in this deck. That was like actually better than Counterspell, and it cost 2 whole mana less. Like, that Oh My Yogg won me the game. 100%. Yeah, I do see the argument for crossover sets bringing more people to a game like Magic the Gathering. But it also, like... why I got into Magic to begin with is like the fantasy aspect, and like it just felt very unique and well contained in their universe. And now we're having like Spider-Man enter that universe, which like Spider-Man's a unique one because like his whole bag is he's within multiple universes, so like it kind of works for Spider-Man. But at the same time, like Magic's heyday, in my opinion, was like original Innistrad with like the ghouls and like the horror themes, and then like Zendikar is really dope. Things that just feel like very Magic is like the sets that I love the most, and I feel like we're kind of getting away from that. But teach their own. If you like the crossover sets, if like that excites you, that's awesome. But as a Magic boomer, it bums me out. I know, like, leaning on different IPs is like probably more fun for card design for like the actual people that make the game, but I'm stuck in my ways. But I think Diablo would be sick in Hearthstone. I think actually, like, I was a big hater of the StarCraft mini set. Still kind of am, but it was cool to see like that different art style kind of enter the game and like see how it jives with like Hearthstone aesthetic. I think that was kind of neat. And I think Diablo would be the same thing.
Uther versus
Another
Liandrin.
Paladin.
My blade burns
There
with
can only be
holy
one
fire.
Paladin.
I will fight with honor.
So have I played against a Paladin at all recently? I haven't. 12 games and I have not encountered a single Paladin. Completely unheard of a few weeks ago. I have the Showdown Beam combo right here. I think versus Paladin, I just need to keep this, because it feels like whoever Showdown Beams first in a lot of Paladin matchups just wins. So I'll keep it. Magic is way different from 30 years ago, but that goes for every franchise, I guess. Yeah, and I think that's really what Magic is doing right now. Like, the game's been around for 30 years. So, like, the design space of Magic is massive, but 30 years is such a long time for a game to be around. So I get why they are branching out to different IPs like Spider-Man, SpongeBob, Lord of the Rings. Let's just crash in their 1-1, call it a day. What makes Imbue Mage strong and wild? Really, Imbue Mage just eats up on, like, greedy control decks. So, like, Hostage Mage, it's actually, like, a decent matchup against Hostage Mage because, like, they give you all the time in the world to make your hero power insane. And, like, any just, like, control pile gets absolutely dunked on by Imbue Mage in my experience. Let's give our Murloc guy a hand and crash on in for 6 damage and the turn. So we're gearing up for the Ursine Maul to draw Beam next turn so we can do our Showdown Beam nonsense. Did they nerf some Murlocs because Murloc Palady went from everywhere to kinda rare? Yeah, they nerfed a handful of Murlocs because standard gamers thought the deck was too powerful, even though all the stats suggested it wasn't. Which, you know, that's a decision. It's a decision you can make as a game designer and balance team. They shouldn't have been nerfed, in my opinion. Murloc Paladin was completely fine. Yeah. Highlander Warrior has a pretty decent matchup against Imbue Mage. Yeah, I mean, if you can stack up armor, like Imbue Warrior, or Highlander Warrior, you can get out of range. And, like, if you don't play into the combo that Imbue Mage has, like, and just stay off the board, especially, like, Odin Warrior is pretty insane. So here is the dilemma I have. I have Showdown Beam, which is great. But I could also just play the good card. Let's just play the good card. So now they're locked out of some battle cries and spells. So minions and battle cries are accounted for. And I'm going to hit them in their noggin. Just straight up dunk on them. Why is Wild a better format than Standard? In my opinion, I just like playing with busted cards. So like Prismatic Beam, Showdown. This is an insano combo. And I just like playing with the most busted stuff. But also, Standard is going through a time right now where they just had a actual set and a mini set that has really just been supporting cards of existing archetypes and feels kind of stale. While Wild, you can experiment a little bit more with a wider card pool.
Shall fall to us.
My opponent is going to elect to hit me in my noggin. Fair enough. And they have double Libram of Divinity for that guy. Okay, okay. I mean, they're very much in this game. So we can Showdown Beam, of course. We always have that in our pocket. So yeah, let's just Showdown Beam. Into Beam. And we will clear their 5-2. Now, do I want to clear their 11-8? Can I clear their 11-8? No, I don't think I can. So let's just taunt up a little bit.
The light dims.
And also throw out an Oh My Yogg. So we have another beam next turn for 3 damage. They're at 4, and my board looks great. Yeah. Please be a forbidden spell. Drain that mana. No. Just giving a beast a +2/+2. And they are going to draw a handful of cards this turn. So we've already made it through one Light Ray. So they can't taunt up much more. And they have their own Showdown Beam. Or not. They do not have Beam. But they do have exactly lethal. Word. I feel that. Exactly lethal. Believe it or not, that is my first loss in 13 games. Another Paladin. Paladin's pretty good. Paladin's a pretty good class. Play WoW for the same reason as older formats in Magic. Allows you to play whatever you want. Yeah. Not being affected by rotation is solid. I hate when my favorite decks get rotated. Versus a priest. Speaking of decks that got rotated, my first experience with a deck rotating was an old school Dragon Priest, and I swear I have not enjoyed Standard the same since then. Doesn't the extra large Call to Arms deck have a higher win rate? For me, this smaller version has been performing phenomenally. Like, I also just like how it's, like, cheaper, which is, you know, fun. But, yeah, the extra large version is also rock solid. Throw away the buff spells. But, yeah, I find this version just a lot more streamlined. You draw your Call to Arms more consistently. You don't draw your synergy cards as much, or you're highly reliant on synergy cards as much. Was the priest deck Zarimi Priest? No. I played Dragonoid Operative, like Thiefed Dragon Priest with like Inner Fire combo as the finisher. That was peak Hearthstone gameplay. Little Divine Spirit Inner Fire. One of the most old school combos you can get. Oh no. Pirates away. It's tough to beat a draw like this, but we can play, I think, just Crab Rider, deal with their 1/1. Kibler was playing that deck 24/7. I do not blame him. Thiefed Dragon Priest back in the day was the most fun you could have while still playing like a competitive deck. It was like this grindy control deck with like a really solid combo finish. I miss that deck. Wish it was more powerful. I wish like you could actually play it in Wild, but I do not see a world where it is viable in today's Wild format. Speaking of not viable, this deck is... I just got done saying how this deck's more consistent than the extra large version. And kind of a clunky draw. Doesn't help that my opponent had the absolute craziest start you could possibly have with Shadow Priest. And they are just going to slowly hit my head. Okay. Interesting.
Linked together in
and then
harmony.
Papercraft. Makes sense. But I still think I'm very much in this game because of Tigress plushie and Call to Arms. Alright, so let's hit a couple Dirty Rats. 0 Dirty Rats were hit. Okay. Let's at least clear this 3-1, and we do have a Righteous Protector. that can help out. So next turn we are going to Tigress Plushie and probably the miniature as well. But my opponent is kind of running out of steam right now. They still have Mind Blast at their disposal, but we've seen double Acupuncture. 2 or 4 damage will probably be absorbed by my Righteous Protector, so that's good. What does that get back? It gets back a Leper and Patches. Okay. So ideally they do not have a Shadow spell in their hand. They do not. They just have Shipman. Are they gonna play the Shipman? Or the other minions? They probably should. Yep. Doesn't get the damage off it, but still well worth it. And I imagine they're gonna play Patches. They did not. Okay. Ship man. Sorry. not enunciating is important. Ship. But that is a great question.
I wonder.
Any nerfs coming to Wild? I honestly think Wild is in like a pretty good spot. But if I had to guess, like maybe there's an argument to nerfing something on a discard Warlock. Because that deck is wildly popular. I know people are complaining about like Borlock right now, but I think Borlock is probably fine. So they're probably going to hero power my 3/2, if I had to guess. Okay, Fellwing to start. Makes sense. Looks like they're gonna leave me with a Lifestealer though, which I do appreciate. And there's Patches. Seal of Blood. So I think I'm gonna clear here, see what I draw. Hand of A'dal. Hand of A'dal's pretty solid. Maybe it's just a Seal of Blood, Righteous Protector, Weblord, and probably just trade into their 3/4. I don't think there is a world where I can lose if I just keep their board clear and keep my Lifestealer healthy. So let's do just that. And let's protect my 4/4 and also make any future battle cries out of them a little awkward to play. I don't think there's any one card that they can draw to kill this 4/4. They will be able to clear my 1/1 with Taunt, which is A-okay. And they are just going to touch my face for 1 and play Mind Blast. I respect that. Yeah, I mean this is just disgusting. I'll just heal to pretty much full health and call it a day. And clear their 1/2 on the way out. Again, not really sure how they get out of this situation. Didn't even need Showdown Beam, but that combo makes this matchup super straightforward. So they are going to elect to hit me in my face. Does this one card deal 14 damage?
Relax your mind.
It does not. It actually deals them damage is the thing. Yeah. Disgusting. Absolutely unreal how good the mechanic lifesteal is. And the one of Tigress plushie just really making that matchup way too simple. But yeah, anyway, back to nerf discussions. Do I think there'll be any nerfs? This is the deck that they'll nerf if they do nerf anything. But this card's still unreal, right? Like, Cursed Catacombs is still like an just unfair card, right? So maybe Cursed Catacombs. I know the Solarium is also making waves in Standard with Quest Warlock, but I'm not sure if it's strong enough to justify nerfing it overall. Like, Solarium makes the craziest starts with Discard Warlock, so maybe Solarium, but I could see this going up to 2 mana, and I could see this going up to 1 mana at least. 0 mana draw a card is busted. It's insane. But if they want to put this deck thoroughly in a coffin, they can nerf this to 3 mana, I guess. But I don't want to see that happen because Expired Merchant is probably one of my favorite cards ever put in the game, because it makes discard strategies actually work. Or they can nerf Malchezaar's Imp to 2 mana. There's a lot of ways they can nerf this deck. Almost played it. This deck's better. I have so much more success with Call to Arms Paladin. But I don't see a world where they nerf this deck. Maybe Timeout. Or like Ice Block. No. They're not going to do anything to Wild. Wild's fine. Wild's doing great. Wild's thriving. Mage. Ooh, I've played against Silver Name already. Were they on Hostage? I think they may have been on Hostage. Do I keep the Hi-Ho? I think either way I'm coining out Crab Rider, Hand of Vidal on 2. I think I've gotten this start a lot today, and it seems good. So I'm going to keep it. Weblord is also decent. They play a handful of Battle Cries. Yep, they are on Hostage. So last time I played against them, I think Omayog won me the game single-handedly. Righteous Protector. Is that worth it to go on 1? If I had Call to Arms in my hand, I would probably save my coin. But I will play towards the line I know is here, rather than the line that might be here. Hostage is the reason we need Warlock. That's fair. I think... Yeah. I don't think nerfing Warlock is necessary at this point. There is many combo decks that are much faster, like Barnes Druid for one. So I totally agree that we do not need any nerfs anytime soon. So that drew a Frost spell. So I am going to take this opportunity, I guess, to play Hi-Ho, because if they do bump into my 3-1, Hi-Ho can clean up their 3-3 on the way back. We are on full Operation Protect Crab Rider. But yeah, anytime there's a new combo deck in Wild, you typically see people clamoring for nerfs. So this goes face every time. This goes face every time. Do I clear? Or do I mean, I think this happens every time. The question is, do I want to get them down to 17? Or do I want to clear their 3-3? I think the answer is clear the 3-3. So they have 2 frost spells in their hand. So the reason to clear the 3-3 is to protect another minion just in case Crusader Aura comes off the top of my deck. Sleet Skater. Okay. Cool. Love to see Sleet Skater only gaining 3 armor. So let's throw out a classic and an Oh My Yogg. Same conversation. Do I clear their 3-4?
For justice.
And I think the answer is maybe actually no. Because I might want to trade off my Hi-Ho.
For justice.
Yeah, I think the answer is actually no. Because if this can draw Crusader Aura, I do just win the game. And winning the game is sick. We have Crab Rider ×2. And of course they do have the Greedy Partner for the coin. Lazul Scheme. Okay. There is Frost Nova. What else they got? And a secret. Okay. Now, am I going to Dirty Rat? I think so. Dirty Rat Beam, I think, is probably the play. So let's throw out the rat. And clear that board. Deny them the second half of that Sleet Skater. Another Frost Nova. Sure, sure.
By my calculations, you need
Oh,
to chill out.
okay. I respect it. So Showdown Beam can clear that. And can also produce me a board, which I do like. So let's do just that. And I will also throw out a 1-4 just in case that makes their turn a little awkward. So I would love to pop their block with just Crusader Auric so I can have Chillblade Champion be some charging damage to potentially pop a second one in case they freeze my board. Against Hodge's Mage, you always want to have some sort of like charge damage, whether that be a charge minion or a weapon.
I see the beauty in every
Okay.
grain of sand.
I do need to prioritize getting rid of that, unfortunately. And they have a taunt. Classic. So I do need to that is awkward because I do need to clear that 2/2 because it represents a lot of damage. But also I do kind of want to pop the block. I also don't want to get rid of my charger. Really wish this didn't produce a taunt minion. I actually think I do want to ignore.
Move quickly.
And I do want to throw an Oh My Yog just in case. Feels really bad to leave this open, but it also felt incredibly incorrect not to pop their block, especially with a champion in my hand. So this will meet an Oh My Yog, which will be an actual counterspell. So we stopped one part of their disruption. Shield battery, okay. Really, we're just hoping they don't have ice block. Solid alibi. Of course, of course. And will they prioritize
Time runs out on me.
killing a 4-1? They ultimately decide to. So let's deploy another one of these. And I think I'm just going to ignore their minions just so mine can get healthier. And just in case they're wanting to play some battle cries, let's make their life a little bit more miserable with double Weblord. And they don't have Sleet Skater anymore. I think they're a Reno pile. So, actually no they're not. We've seen double Watercolor. So they could have another Sleet Skater. So that was a rewind. Okay, that's pretty good. Dang, they're still in it. They are very much still in it. To an incredible amount, actually. So, Tigress plushie would be fantastic. Ursine Maul would be insane. The champ.
Reporting for duty.
So I will swing with the champ. So I only have Maul left. And they do have another ice block, maybe? Yeah, another ice block.
I'm the snake in your boot.
So we need Ursine Maul. Showdown. Oh, I still have Crusader Aura. Oh, so I do need to play this.
Reporting for duty.
And I will prioritize, I guess, taking care of these guys. And that'll have to be good enough. Yeah, I think this game is slipping away from me.
8 combatants enter.
Yeah.
I take the crown.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. So Maul can still get me back into this. Because it can draw a Tigress plushie. Yeah.
Reporting for duty.
Looking like game, unfortunately. Ah, close one. I got hostage maged. Thoroughly hostage maged.
To battle!
Yep. And just a ping does it, so I will find lethal on my own. Dang it. Close game. Incredibly close game. One Tigress plushie off the top would have maybe stabilized me. Alright. Let's see if we can find some more aggressive opponents. Because this deck does kind of eat those decks alive. Priest. Hopefully Shadow Priest.
You give me strength.
I will fight with honor.
Maul can find Prismatic Beam, which wins me most games against Shadow Priest, so I will keep that just for the guaranteed beam. And I have an absolutely insane opener because I have a taunt minion. Hopefully this is Shadow. Okay. Small Shadow Priest or big? We're in there. We are so in there. Now, do they have a busted pirate start? That is the question.
Relax your mind.
They do. They do. My work is cut out for me. But luckily,
The light dims, but
we will be able to coin out the weapon. And Crab Rider will allow me to stabilize. Okay, so looks like Righteous Protector ate so much damage. So let's... So the only bad hit off of Dirty Rat is if they get Benedictus. And they would have mulliganed Benedictus. It's turn 2. I don't think they drew it. Just rip it.
water, sweet, beautiful water.
That's also a disaster. I did not think they ran the Drifter. The more you know. I don't think every Shadow Priest plays Drifter. But I could be wrong. Luckily, the Maul can just clear their 4/4, but this is definitely not the ideal. Acupuncture, okay. So let's
For justice.
crash in with our weapon, feel bad about it. So we have double beam in our hand. Of course, Showdown would be insane. Tigress plushie would get me out of this game completely. And honestly, a Dirty Rat would be not bad. I know Dirty Rat was so good the first time. Mind Blast. Okay, well this is looking a little dicey. So let's crunch into their head and hit them with the Showdown Beam. Yeah. And there is a chance they have lethal. We've seen one Acupuncture, one Mind Blast. So they have hero power and hopefully not
Linked
another way.
together in harmony.
Okay. Dirty Rat. And I think that's game. No. No, I talk so much trash about this matchup.
The victory is yours.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay, so note to self. Thirsty Drifter is in that deck. Okay, okay. Fair enough. So we lost to a Libram Paladin, a Hostage Mage, and a Shadow Priest. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? A shaman.
Versus Thrall.
I fight for the glory of the Horde.
Ooh, that would've been nice to have last game. Let's throw away this stuff. We keep the good card. And we are 100% coining out Call to Arms as quickly as possible. This hand is a bit on the awkward side. A lot of board buffing tools without a good thing to buff. But we have 2 turns to draw something worthwhile. That counts. So this on 2, this on 3. Pretty straightforward turn. Looks like my opponent is experiencing a turn that's maybe not as straightforward. The hero power is what they opt for. And I'll go with good old Silverwing. I can clean up a totem pretty easily. So could a Crab Rider. Impacting my battlefield. Sounds good. Let's get not a Crab Rider. Saddest thing I've ever seen. So we have a classic coming up of Call to Arms into Crusader Aura. Love to see it. Okay. That is a play that they can make. I think I will opt just to ignore their Zephyrus and just try to box their face off. So they're overloaded this turn. And their Battlecry minions still cost about 1 billion mana. So next turn I have double buff. And do I just stack this on 1 minion or 2 minions? I think I divvy it up. This will likely go on the Weblord. This will go on the Hi-Ho. Do clear the 3/2. That will also be a dirty red of my own. Ooh. Little Showdown Beam. I mean, I can't turn that down. You play the combo to play the combo. Clear their 2/3 and crash on in yet again for way too much damage. And that is the Call to Arms into Crusader Aura into Showdown Beam experience. Respect that. You gotta respect that. And Dirty Rat will deliver the final blow. Pretty good dismantling of what I suspect was Shudderwalk Shaman.
Jaina!
Okay.
You
It
asked
is time
I will fight with honor.
for the another hostage mage. How's going the ranked? It's going well. We're at rank 1, diamond, not legend. I think we are 2 or 3 games away from legend, so we're getting there. We're putting up an impressive 82% win rate with this deck. Hit a bit of a rough patch there, losing to Shadow Priest, Hostage Mage, and Libram Paladin. But we're turning the corner. That being said, we are playing against another, I suppose a Hostage Mage. This hand is Garbanzo Beans.
Job's done.
Probably Imbue then. So if they're on Imbue, I definitely want a Dirty Rat. Let's get that Imbue card out of their hand.
Temptation is everything.
Honestly, not bad. Because now their hero power deals 2. So, yeah, your hero power does deal 2.
Well met.
Is that your CTA Paladin deck that you showed in previous video? Yes, yes it is. Given a bit of a, I actually haven't like showcased this deck as like a dedicated video. I showcased a previous CTA deck, but it was wildly different. Did not run the Chillblade Champ or the plushie. So I do think this build is better by a pretty wide margin, honestly.
For justice.
This is going to deal them 8 damage. This is going to deal them way more than 8 damage. Anti-synergy from your opponent? Yes. Yeah, this dealing 2 damage instead of 1, I think probably just costed them the game straight up. I could... No, this doesn't... No, that doesn't do what I want it to do. But I could Dirty Rat out another Imbue card.
I wonder.
I kind of like that. Okay. I cannot actually. I think I'm better off deploying the Crab Rider. I think this is going face every time, or I can prioritize killing their 4/4. Let's try that. Let's get that 4/4 out of here. And with that draw, I am absolutely producing a Crab Rider. Sick. But yeah, this build I think is much, much better than the build I showcased like 4 months ago. I showcased Call to Arms Paladin right when Showdown Beam was unnerfed. And I think this deck is just absolutely insane with the little bit of refinement that's happened recently. I think this is like super lethal. This smells like super lethal. Yeah. Yeah. Crab Rider's an unfair card. Crab Rider, the combination of that stat line and those keywords for that cheap, insane card. I know it only sees play pretty much in this deck, but Crusader Aura plus Crab Rider, insane. 2 wins away. When Crab Rider was revealed, do you think people have called it bad, or did they think about potential combos with it already? It was nerfed. When it was in standard, it was nerfed. because of Call to Arms, I think. Because they made the rush clause a battle cry. I think they changed it to battle cry gain rush. That way you couldn't Call to Arms it out and like instantly trade into things. Now it's in Wild and they unnerfed it, and now it does messed up stuff. It was either it gained Rush or Wind Fury on Battle Cry. I forget which one it was.
Uther versus
Another
the
Paladin.
Adren.
I'm not sure if this is the same one that was on Libram.
With holy fire.
It could have
I
been.
will fight with honor.
Get rid of the Champ, get rid of the Aura, keep the 2-drop, and find Call to Arms. Just got to call your shots sometimes. And I'm out of water. Tragic. Oh, okay. Big Paladin. Either they are the big version of my deck, or they are on some sort of Reno pile with Holy Wrath. We will see. The fact that they're coining out this early makes me think they are on big Call to Arms. But luckily for me, my deck is also built around Weblord, so coining that out on one is not super good. That being said, Oh My Yogg will maybe dunk on me. Okay.
Reporting for duty.
To the person who said, is the big version better? We might be seeing that it is better. Do you think it's worth it to make a big Call to Arms deck? If you check the stats, absolutely. It is definitely better. So one of them is definitely Oh My Yogg. So I think I'm more okay with Crusader Aura getting Oh My Yogged.
Let me think.
What 4-drop? What 4-mana spell am I getting? Let's see. Honestly, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I like it. 2 3/2s. That could have been an absolute disaster if it gave their minion +2/+4. That's probably a bottom right concede angle, if I ever seen one. Okay, so I would rather them resurrect that. Oh, okay, okay, I hear that. I think I do need to... Is it going to get resurrected? No. Okay, perfect. And here is my Call to Arms. Cool. May have stabilized. May have stabilized a little bit. Okay, that's going to get Oh My Yogged. And what they had was an Oh My Yogg, and now they have Taunt minions. Yeah. What kind of Taunt minions did you get? So we've seen double Oh My Yogg so far. And their hand is looking mighty empty.
Keep on panning.
So we know that they do not have any Oh My Yoggs left. So I feel pretty confident in deploying that. And I do want to clear this. He gets resurrected, of course. And then I do want to clear here. And I would rather this have a little bit of damage on it, and I want to touch their face a little bit with my Crab Riders. Cool. Okay. I think we may have stabilized. It's kind of scary there for a second. Never mind. My opponent is still going to hit me very hard. Now they have a 1-1. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I just have lethal. This smells like lethal to me. So let's just get lethal. So back to talking to the one guy who asked, is the big version better? No. Sample size of 1, definitive evidence that this is better 100% of the time. You've never seen a better Call to Arms deck than the small one. I like the small one more. I think this one's better. I could be wrong, but that game was disgusting. One more to go. One more game. Yeah, Toxic Foxy. Insane. Absolutely insane game. A Thrall as the final opponent.
I will fight with honor.
I can't in good faith mulligan Showdown Beam. Like, in case they are some sort of aggressive deck, I can't. But also, it is why the deck is good. So if they just, like, are toteming for no reason, you definitely want Showdown Beam. I got my 1-drop on lock. So let's hope that they are a go-wide strategy.
Into our strength.
Perfection. Absolute perfection. They are a go-wide strategy. They are the most go-wide strategy, actually. Okay, got the Ancient Totem on 1. They might be going wide. Let's just, you know, play it slow, play it casual. If they deploy 2 more minions here, the game is over. They do not deploy 2 more minions here. It is a Taunt Totem. I could still Showdown Beam them off the coin. Just get some 3/3s rolling. Like, turn 2, put 9/9 out. Do you think that ends the game? I have another beam just in case they recover. Yeah. Yeah, this is why you play the deck. Okay. Good luck, opponent. That is my turn 2. Clear your board, develop 9/9 worth of power. And just in case you recover, I have another beam. And also Crab Rider eats totems for a living. Flame Tongue, okay. And a hero power to boot. And a Thing from below. Okay, okay. Pretty good, pretty good. But have you considered second beam? Clear their 5/2, and that's all I got. So clear your board 2 turns in a row. And I still have 2 3/3s. Heal Totem. And a Gigantitotem. I can get them down to 9. Actually, I could get them down to 6. Which seems pretty good. Also, we'll put a Divine Shield on this guy. The only disaster is if they find a Taunt Totem. But I could also just deploy a Crab Rider, which I think is pretty good. So this lowers their chances of rolling a Taunt Totem. And I could also clear their 1/1. I think them not rolling a Taunt Totem, it's more important to clear a 1/1 totem. So next turn, they are going to elect to deal with a 3/3 and a Jam Session to boot. Okay. And Wind Fury. Nice. Very nice. Okay, well that is terrifying. They rolled a taunt. Classic. I actually think it is just worth it to deal... Actually... I could... No, I do need to deal with the Gigantitotem. Okay, fine. We'll deal with the big totem. Crab Rider will double bump, and then we'll hero power. But we still have quite a bit of lifesteal available. Man, even Shaman is... They're resilient. They stood up to 2 beams and a showdown. Splitting Axe for just taunt totems. Okay. And I think I would rather keep this guy to deal damage, so I can buff this guy up. So yeah, we'll keep him dealing damage and have a 6/2 attacker. So we have lethal here as long as they don't roll taunt or deal with my 3/1 with like a damage spell. Needle Rock also keeps them out of harm's way. And there's the Jam Session. Pretty solid. So I need any board buffing or any buff spell will get me out of this pickle. Web Lord. It does set up lethal. So I will crash in with that. Also bumping in their totem. Call it a day. My opponent's definitely not making it easy on me. I really thought that double beam was just going to be the end, but it does seem like they're drawing out of it pretty well. Another gigantic 8/8. I don't think that draws a taunt. Just another Needle Rock. Okay. So they're going up to 5. And I conveniently have 5. Okay. Terrifying stuff. I think if I did not have the other champ, this was definitely my game to lose. Dangerously close game, all things considered. Even Shaman might still be decent. I don't know if I would recommend it. I'd probably recommend the deck I'm playing a little bit more, or discard Warlock, but maybe even Shaman's a bit slept on. Ooh. Gorgeous. 391. We are a top 400 gamer. Not to brag. Not to, I mean, like, maybe a little bit to brag. Maybe I'm the best to ever do it. Some say. Anyway, that was the goal. That was the goal of the stream. I think I started at Diamond 3. That's right. I think I started at Diamond 3. And actually, let's show off some stats. Let's show off some stats real quick. Let's add a window. Window capture. Deck tracker stats. Select one to capture. What's it called? It's called Hearthstone Deck Tracker. Perfect. Easy enough. Where is it? There she is. I think. No. Interesting. Where the heck is it? Anyway, I think we're ending this 20 games in, 17 wins, 3 losses, 85% win rate. Insane deck. Call to Arms Paladin, still incredibly strong. The only reason to run it... Oh, actually, no, it's... There we go. It's actually on screen. Perfect. They call me a professional streamer for a reason. So yeah, let's go over the stats. So we have Shadow Priest, Hostage Mage, Libram Paladin. Beginning of the day, Warlock was about 50% of my matches. It looks like if you are playing Hearthstone, you can expect to play against Paladin, Priest, Shaman, Warlock, and Mage. Those are the decks. That's all you play against. Nobody is not playing these decks, including me. I'm also playing Paladin, so I guess I'm adding the problem. But anyway, that's the matchup spread. This deck's absolutely insane. If you want to play it yourself, let's get that capture off of my screen. Perfect. If you want to play the deck yourself, I'm going to drop the deck code in the chat now. Or, I'll probably just, I'm going to make a video on it. So if you do want the deck list, I will release the video. But let me drop it real quick in the chat. Get out the old notepad. There we go. There's that precious deck code. Yep, that's the deck. Deck feels absolutely insane. I don't know if I've had a higher win rate recently than with this deck. 85% out of 20 games. Crazy high. If you haven't liked the stream already, I'm not sure if likes do anything. They probably do something. They definitely inflate my ego. So if you do want to drop a like, that'd be highly appreciated. If you haven't subscribed yet, that would go a long way. Help out the channel a ton. But if you want to see other games and you don't want to rewind through this VOD, I will be posting a video, hopefully Sunday, about this deck. So yeah, right now, this is the front runner for the deck that I would recommend if you want to get to Legend and if you just want to win games. So even like budget reasons, I think this is the deck to play. Anyway, have a good one. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Prismatic Beam, Showdown, busted.